Senator Bob Rucho is the primary sponsor of the Energy Jobs Act, Senate Bill 709. Thank you, sir, for being on.
Good to be with you.
All right, feasibility study is the first step. What makes it feasible, in your opinion, enough to look at a feasibility study?
Well, I mean, if you look back almost 25, 30 years ago, Mobil Oil spent $103 million just for the right to explore pieces of like a 5 mile by 5 mile piece of ocean out there just to determine whether natural gas existed. And if they're going to spend that much money, something's out there. Our goal is to authorize the governor to set into a compact with Virginia and South Carolina, including North Carolina, in working with the federal government, who has the ultimate responsibility to say you can or can't go out and search it. But we want to find out if there are resources out there worth the industry and the state of North Carolina investing in.
What is worth it? Hundreds of millions? Billions of dollars?
Well, you're probably talking about potentially trillions of cubic feet of natural gas, which would be a great boom, not only for North Carolina, but if we work it out correctly, and which is, in my judgment, very important, is revenue sharing, similar to what they have in the Gulf Coast. It has a potential of delivering about $500 million a year because of royalties and leasehold monies that will allow North Carolina to use that money for a number of reasons that are outlined in the bill, some of which include research on alternative fuels, hopefully a replacement of fossil fuels sometime in the future. Why not use those resources to find a future replacement, which is a great way of doing it. But what it really could do, and again, understand, this is just to find out if there are existing resources in the off the coast, and including some inland areas like in Moore County. But what we're trying to find out is this potential for adding tens of thousands of jobs in the energy industry, especially for the coast. And we're hoping that if it does turn out that way, North Carolina can be part of the compact in delivering that opportunity of prosperity for, because of it.
I grabbed a few comments from Senator Harris Blake, Republican down in central North Carolina, and he says, I love this bill, but he apparently knows all he needs to know. He says it's out there. They've studied it in this state for years and years and years. So on the surface, what more do you think you need to know as a senator pushing this possible policy change?
Well, I mean, it's important to set up a structure so that we in North Carolina will receive benefit from it. Right up to this point, if any of that stuff is being received, the federal government gets more than a lion's share of it. And what we believe is if it's going to affect North Carolina, we want to have a chance to share in the revenue, but also help determine how it's to be accomplished so that it can be safely done without damaging the environment and allowing North Carolina to grow an energy industry that we presently don't have.
How do you calm the jitters and soothe the opposition of the environmental movement, first of all, but of course the tourism industry, because with offshore drilling, it's the tourism that people say could theoretically be most at risk if something went wrong out there?
Well, of course, and if we weren't at the table with South Carolina and Virginia, then they would be determining how North Carolina water is to be utilized. And so it's critical for the governor to jump on board with us and be part of this in putting this compact together to approach Congress to get revenue sharing, to also approach the federal government who determines whether or not we can go out there. But this is 40 miles off the coast. Further than 40 miles. So first of all, it's out of sight. But more importantly, we're focusing on what we anticipate is natural gas, which is a real clean resource for us. And what this could do is provide a consistent, affordable level of energy to help spur on North Carolina businesses.
Thank you, Senator Rucho. We'll have you on soon as this bill keeps moving.
Thank you. Good to be with you.